Alright, welcome to the video everyone. Today we are going to be comparing 3 different DDRT climbing systems. If you're just getting started, I think this is going to be a great introduction for you. Give you some different ideas as to different systems that you can climb with. So the first one we're going to look at is just a standard Prusik hitch. Now this is the system that I first learned to climb on, and it's also the most physically taxing and I want to say less efficient out of all of the 3 that we're going to be looking at today. It might be good for some things, you know, maybe working around in a canopy, but if you got to do any long ascents, you're probably going to want a different system unless you're looking to do more work than you actually need to. So now I'm going to show you how this actually works. Alright, so we're clipped in. You can either clip them on your bridge separately, or if you want to do it like that, either or, whatever works. Now the reason this is so physically taxing is you're going to see right now. So, to ascend, you got to advance manually. Now there is something that you can do to make this a little bit smoother, where you use a little piece of attachment cord and you can add a micro pulley here. So think of like the hitch climber pulley. I have tried that. Doesn't necessarily work as smooth as the hitch climber. I'm not going to show you that today, but that is something to keep in mind. If you're just getting started and a beginner, systems like this, as well as the Blake's hitch, are a good way to kind of, you know, get the feel for climbing without it being too complicated with all the, you know, mechanical devices. Or if you're looking for something not so expensive, because obviously the devices are an investment. Some of them could be a few $100s. So that's system number 1. Now we're going to go to system number 2, which is going to be the hitch climber pulley. Right off the bat, this is going to be smoother than the Prusik. And one of the other reasons too is this is a thinner rope than the other one. So you can get the idea. And now we can start experimenting with different ascending tools. So to start with, a foot ascender. If you have to choose between anything, hand ascender, foot ascender, go with the foot ascender. There's different knots that you can use for your hitch climber pulley system. I would suggest doing some research and figure out the one that works best for you. This was my second climbing system. So this was a definite upgrade from the Prusik that I showed you before. And I still climb with this regularly. Sometimes I use this as my main line, or sometimes I use it as a second climb line. Now we're gonna go on to climbing system number 3. Okay, so this is the non-SRT version of the ZigZag. And out of the Prusik, the hitch climber, this is probably the most smoothest. And one thing about a device like this is you can do faster descents and not have to worry about burning up your cord, your rope, whatever. So what we're going to add to this system is a hand ascender. And then we got our foot ascender. And personally, I think this is a great system. It's lower impact on the body. You can ascend high up in the tree without tiring out your upper body and your arms, because the majority of your power is going to come from your legs. This is just extra. You don't even need to use this. You could just hold onto the rope if you wanted to. I'm going to show you what it looks like with the hand ascender. And of course, if you wanted to, you could add a double hand ascender. And I have thought about maybe playing around with this a little bit more, and adding some additional devices, but I'm going to show you what it looks like. Check out the smoothness of this. So there is a way to make these systems, particularly the Hitch Climber Pulley and the Petzl ZigZag, even smoother, and that is using a friction saver. So you got your rope around a limb and a crotch for your ascent. Let's say you're going to be working a tree for a while and you're going to be climbing up and down. You can install a false crotch to make it more smoother, so that way there's not that friction of the rope on the bark. I'm going to make a separate video on that though and show my preferred friction saver. But yeah, that's going to conclude this video pretty much. So we got 3 systems: the Prusik, Hitch Climber, Petzl ZigZag. These are the 3 primary DDRT climbing systems I have used since I started climbing, and I've thought about, you know, experimenting more with SRT and all that, but for the most part I've stuck with DDRT. And as you saw in the last clip when I was ascending, you know, the Petzl ZigZag with the foot and hand ascender combo, it makes for a pretty nice smooth ascent. I didn't even feel like I, you know, exerted much energy when I got to the top. Granted, it wasn't, you know, extremely high, but even so. So I appreciate you all watching. If you have any questions or specific videos you'd like me to make, topics you want me to cover, let me know in the comments, and I'll see y'all next time. Thanks so much for watching.